everyone, and welcome to this Video Some Frontier video. My name is Jay Wakefield, and as some of you will already know, the Windows 10 technical preview is out, and I've decided I'm away to test it. And the machine I've chosen for this test is the Lenovo ThinkPad R61. There's a good reason for that. The Lenovo ThinkPad R61 has drivers for Windows 8 despite its age, and it exceeds the minimum system requirements for running Windows 10. Now, it may not have UEFI, it may not even have a Core i series CPU, but for all intents and purposes, I believe that this will be a better solution than using a virtual machine to test Windows, and be able to see if things like the magnifier work, because I wasn't really able to test that with Windows 8 and came to the conclusion that they'd actually dropped the magnifier from Windows 8, which really wasn't the case at all. Anyway, I've downloaded the Windows 10 technical preview. I don't know why they've went for the Windows 10 name. Somebody said it was because older programs would literally check for Windows version Windows 9. As opposed to Windows 95 or 98. I'm not sure how true this is, because it's on, because I would have thought programs would have went for the Windows version, and indeed some do, certainly for Windows Vista. You know, when I tried installing my Hopodge WinTV HVR 900 USB TV tuner, the installation CD would be like, Windows version 6? Not heard of this. As I say, I mean, as far as I'm aware, we're still on the Windows NT 6.x kernel, so I'm not sure. Some people reckon that Microsoft have skipped version 9, so that, they can try and match Apple with OS 10. Other people reckon that they're so embarrassed about Windows 8 that they've decided to go completely away from the name altogether. Whatever it is, I'm going to install it on this machine, and, well, we'll find out. So, in my last video, I actually upgraded the memory from 3 to 4 gigabytes, so I'm going to be installing the 64-bit version. Now, I've recently just installed Windows 7 on here, dual booted with Linux, with the Linux Mint. So it does seem a wee bit of a waste that I'm actually going to be deleting that. Just waiting for the DVD drive to... There we go. Now, I am guessing that if I had UEFI, that this would actually, come up with the computer manufacturer's name, as Windows 8 does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you all through the installation and then, kind of have a wee nosy around the operating system. Obviously, I'll need to have a look at, various bits of it and see how it runs. Because it's a beta, I can't use it really as a, an actual operating system, I can't really stick it on my main computer and say, yeah, this is how good it is. I might give it a go on my laptop once it gets to release candidate stage, but for now it really just is in beta. Now, I've not really seen much about Windows 10, but I know one of the big things is the start menu. They've finally brought that back, and well, it can't come too soon really, because losing the start menu on Windows 8 was probably one of the worst things that Microsoft ever did. And during the Windows 8's beta testing phase and what have you, Microsoft really kind of tried to put in place measures to stop people from bringing the start menu back. You know, and I just thought, well, how totally arrogant. Because a lot of people wanted it, and instead of listening to the consumers, the people who actually will be using this operating system, Microsoft, you know, basically forced their will onto everyone, you know, and to stop people from migrating, you know, kind of try to get a hold of a copy of Windows Server 2012, well, that was quite simple. And force Aero onto there, force Metro onto there as well. And speaking of Aero, I know of a lot of people who are still quite angry over the fact that Aero's not present in Windows 10. You know? And, well, I guess that's their personal preference, you know? Some people like glossy, some people like matte. You know, some people like... You know, people like different things. Well, me, personally, I use Windows 8. I actually use Windows 8.1, teamed up with the Stardock's Start 8. I've got to be honest, I do quite like the way that Windows 8.1 looks. It looks kind of smart, refined, you know? Okay, it could stand to be a lot less flat, but I do quite like it. You know, the desktop mode actually looks like it's grown up. You know, and... I mean, don't get me wrong, I was taken in by Shiny. You know, I was probably the world's worst for it. You know, you know, my idea of a very pretty operating system is SUSE 9.3, which is nothing but gloss. But, at the same time, I do like the way Windows 8.1 looks. I think it just looks awful tidy. And here we go. So what I've done is I've installed, I've actually got the UK version. So English United Kingdom, English United Kingdom. So as far as I'm aware, the installer looks exactly the same as Windows 8. But then again, you know, being such an early operating system, of course it's going to look like the previous version of Windows. I remember Windows Vista Beta 1's installer. Oh my goodness, it took forever. You see, I think this kind of throws people off. Actually, no, it doesn't. I thought it kind of looked like... You see, the Windows 8 installer kind of looked a lot like Aero. Now, as you can see, there's you know, Linux partitions on here. What I'm going to have to do here is actually just delete it all. This is what I'm talking about. This throws people off. The installer still has... And this is not because it's Windows 10 and it's an early installer. This has obviously been carried over from Windows 8/8.1. Why make the installer look like Aero and then not have that in the operating system? I just don't know. I mean, okay, you could probably argue, hey, but Windows 98 installation kind of has a Windows 3.1-esque interface, and yet it looks nothing like Windows 3.1. But I don't know, considering a lot of people like Aero, and it's, you know, and then a fake version of Aero is kind of present in the installation. I say fake because there's quite clearly no video drivers on here. And, you know, Aero actually needs the video drivers. I don't know. I kind of just think, make it look like the rest of Windows. You know, if you can make it look like Windows 7, you can make it look like Windows 8. Or Windows 10 in this case. So, I've got a completely blank disk. I'm just going to click New here. And there we go. And this bit, I'm guessing, is just like every other different version of Microsoft Windows since Vista. So unless there's lots of trippy colours that come up... Well, hang on, that's Windows 8. Hi, we're getting things sorted for you. We're getting a few things set up for you. Getting files ready for installation. So tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause the video at this point because I don't think we need to see everything, all the files being installed. Okay, so, you'll have noticed one thing. My IBM ThinkPad R61 has metamorphosized into a Dell Latitude D630. And there's a good reason for that. When I tried installing Windows 10 on the ThinkPad, it kept saying, file missing, could not go beyond this point. So I tried on the D630, same thing. Tried with a USB stick, same thing. Turns out it was the image I was using, so I had to download a different image and try that, the US image. The UK image wasn't working because the government had said that it got to go to the job centre for a work-focused interview. So, I'm still using the D630, which wasn't my original plan, but okay, here we are now. Gonna put 4 gigs of RAM in this, and here's some Options Deluxe Hot Chocolate, very nice, for no reason at all. So I'm gonna set up my Wi-Fi and I'll be right back. Okay, now here's the settings wizard. It looks exactly like Windows 8. Update my PC and apps. Now, this version of Windows does have a keylogger, and it does check file types and what have you, because it is a beta version of Windows. So, if you are testing Windows 10, do not, whatever you do anything important, like sign into your Microsoft account. Yeah.
Important, huh?
So basically, no checking your email, no going onto your bank, no, well, basically doing anything that you would do with a computer. I'm just going to use a local account like I've been doing on Windows 8. So I'll fill this in and I'll be right back. Oh, hi. We're setting things up for you. You can get new apps from the store. Oh, not this again.
What?
And now my D630 has turned itself into a sensory light. Real classy. If I just zoom right into the screen, just power your lights off and then just have this.
Put that up to a projector.
Yeah. Yeah, I should have done. I should have got the projector out. Hooked it up to it. So then this part could have worked. Let's start. Now I get to see Windows 10 for the first time. There it is. Look. And if I click that, I get a start menu. Look at this. Oh, this is beautiful. This is everything I'd hoped it would be. I like this. No, I genuinely do. However, all apps, is it going to install? Yes, it is going to install into folders. I like it. It's kind of white writing on a blue background. It reminds me of the Royale theme in Media Center. You remember when the left side of the start menu was all kind of navy blue? You know, your recently used programs. Mm-hmm. It does. It kind of has that feel of a mock-up of a very early mock-up of what a new version of Windows could look like. I mean, this is early, but not that early. And I like the live tiles on the start menu. Already, I'm impressed. I have to say, I'm already impressed. But let's get some drivers installed. How would I go about that?
Well, computer that, or it's really all you really need to track that stuff, and really that's it.
Yeah, it seems I need the video drivers as well, because it's
Those will be in like Windows Update or something.
Yeah, probably. Oh, there we go. It's just installed them auto magically, as we've said that. Boom.
Hey.
There we go. 1440 by 900. Alright, let's see if I can change the mouse pointer. Whoa! Holy shadow, Batman! It's got drop shadows under the windows, but it's not like the older ones. It's got a much lighter yet wider drop shadow. Kind of like a Sims interface type thing. Wow, look at that. I like that. But there's people still wanting on Aero.
I think that's kind of a stupid complaint, really, at this point.
Yeah. I want Aero! Oh dear!
Windows 7 still exists, guys. Just use that.
Yeah, well, this is what they're saying they're going to do. Just continue using Windows 7, not even bother with Windows 8, because they think it's just awful. Then you've got to search thing, which I've just... Excuse me. And what's this going to search? Oh, the web and the local system. And then there's a new task view on Windows 10 that kind of looks like Expose on OS 10. So let me kind of show you how such a thing might work. Oh yeah, in a new, slightly new Windows Explorer folder, you've got shortcut to the desktop and then to download, and yeah, things like that. And then if we open up the Windows Store, for example, and the taskbar is still visible. Now, if I go to the quick view, it's basically Expose. But I'm sure this will be another antitrust suit from Apple, but well, if I'm going to be completely honest, I really couldn't give a crap. I seriously could not give a crap. I like it. It's absolutely fine. It's brilliant. The only thing I'm not too keen on is that my computer's not in my computer's not actually on the start menu. I wonder if I can get to the graphical control panel easily. When I say the graphical, I mean the regular one. Sorry, I'm just having to look really close up because I can't see. And if I go to Windows System and then Control Panel, bit of a convoluted way to get to it, but I'm pretty sure I could actually pin it to the Start menu. And if we go to the System option, wherever that may be, there it is. Yeah, this is not bad. Much more basic looking system control panel. When I say basic looking, it doesn't have a Windows logo at all. And other devices, video controller. I wonder if this is just a... And I'll tell you something, the Windows borders don't seem as thick. Some people will like that. Personally, it's one of these things I'm going to have to get used to, but it's not a deal breaker, you know? It's not going to stop me using Windows 8 or Windows 10. Mobile Intel 965 graphics, there we go. And that's everything accounted for. Now I just need the mouse drivers, which I'm going to have to use the 64-bit Windows Vista ones.
What, trackpad?
Yeah.
They should work.
Aye, they should do. What I like about... I think Microsoft have learnt a lot of lessons with Windows Vista.
Yeah, when they change kernels, give them developers a lot of time.
So there we go, we've been able to pin the control panel to the start menu, just like we were on older versions of Windows. And let's say if I don't want the news there, I can unpin that, or I could unpin the calendar. Because let's say I use Outlook for my calendar. So there we have it. Control panel is there on the right. Flash player is there. How odd. How's Flash player got there also magically? I just don't know. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this and I'm going to get the driver and maybe install an app. Yeah, just the one. Just the one. And I'll be right back. One thing I have noticed. There's the standard color picker, you know, with the, well, it's a standard palette of colours. You get quite a bit more than you used to now, including this rather fetching shade of green. However, there's no colour picker. Before, you used to have, you know, lightness, intensity, and you used to be able to pick from, you know, a spectrum of hues. But it's not there. Now, Luke has a theory that basically they've just kind of, it's going to be coming back and they've just left it out.
It seems like they just kind of threw it together.
I think what I will do is I might write a report to Microsoft and say that I'd like it back. Because I don't entirely trust these guys. However, again, it's not a deal breaker. Because you do still have this wee guy. The automatic colour selector, which will basically change your windows, borders, taskbar, that sort of thing, to a colour to colour match what your desktop background is. A feature that I've always really liked in Windows 8.1. So I mean, it doesn't really, I mean, I want it. It's not going to be a deal breaker. But at the same time, it's not the sort of thing that I use and I probably wouldn't miss. But still, any attempt to take away customization is a step in the wrong direction. I don't want Windows to become like OS X where you can only choose from blue and grey.
Yeah, that's pretty sad on OS X.
That's something I've never liked about OS X. It's about as it's basically about as customizable as a brick.
It's as customizable as Chef Excellence's Stay Fresh cheese rolls.
So there you have it. And it doesn't seem like you can get thicker borders, but again, do you know what? It's something that I believe I will get used to. I mean, okay, I'll play devil's advocate here. I know some of y'all are not going to want the thinner borders. I know some of you want Aero. I know some of you will want the customizable colour changer, and yes, I am one of those people that want that to be there. That concerns me. But at the same time, not liking something, I've seen a lot of people who basically dismissed this version of Windows because there's no Aero. They brought back the start menu. It's a good start, you know, and I've always liked how Windows 8.1's kernel was pretty fast and what have you. You know, it's been behaving quite well on my two machines. So a version of Windows that, you know, with this start menu that kind of marries off the tiles, you know, you can make active tiles, you can actually have your start menu tell you the weather and other important bits of information you need to know. How is that not useful? I mean, that is just one of the best things that I think they could have done. You know, this, not just a start menu, but actually a proper, honest-to-goodness improvement to the start menu. It's a start menu, it starts at menus. But it menus really good, and it's even got a search box. And if you don't like the tiles, you can kind of take all these off and make it look a wee bit more like the older start menu. You can just unpin every single tile. You basically have it the way you want it. I love it. How useful are the live tiles in Start? Do you know, it's funny, it did say that it would record my voice, didn't it? That's a bit creepy. I'm there showering praises on the start menu, and Windows just came back with how useful are the live tiles on start.
That's weird.
That is very weird.
That's a bit creepy.
That's very creepy. You need to cut it out, you badge.
Now watch your badge show up in the start.
Okay, how useful are the live tiles on start? Well, I'm actually going to say 5. What can we do to make it better? Well, I'm going to type something now. So I'd like to be able to pin items to the left side of the start menu like I did with Windows 7. That is one criticism I have. I take the control panel icon, I try and move it, the mouse becomes this wee line with a circle through it. That basically means I can't actually pin these items anywhere on the left side of the start menu. And to be honest, for desktop apps, they do not belong on the tile set. It just looks untidy, it looks out of place, and to be honest, I'm taking up useful space that could be used by a tile. So, an active tile that could actually be of use to me. So, yeah, I want to be able to pin items to the left side of the start menu. I'm kind of glad I did this video now as I'm discovering Windows 10 for the first time, and then you guys get to actually hear my thoughts as they arise. So, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to write a wee report about the colour picker, which I'm pretty sure Microsoft have heard. Roger, 10-4, colour picker. Red Rider, this is a big rubber duck here, and I'm about to put the hammer down. So that's a negatory on the lack of the colour picker in the display control panel. 10-4, 10-4, easy there, Big Rider. Yeah, that should have got them tilt. Okay, so instead of complaining about the way that Windows works and not doing anything, you can actually write to Microsoft. Whether they take it on board, though, is a different matter. So what I've asked is, there is no colour picker in the display customization control panel. I'd like the colour picker from Windows Vista /7/8, intensity, lightness, hue, to be able to change the colour of Windows elements, but also to change the colour of selected items, please. Yeah, now I'm aware that selected item colour was always kind of a pale blue in Vista 7.8.1. That always drove me insane, you know? You're able to change everything, but you've still got that light blue Windows selection thing. I was just like, well, that's fine, but it doesn't really go with some of the colours that I want. So, you know, how's about having it so the selected item colour can change? So I'm actually asking for that. Whether Microsoft will listen, whether they can put it in, whether they can actually put it in at this stage is a different matter, but, well, we've only to try. The comment's been sent off. Let's see what they do, even if they do anything. So if you're using Windows 10 and there's something that you really, really want, use the Windows feedback program, seriously. And this is a new user interface app, and look, it's windowed. This is something that I've actually been kind of looking forward to. And I've got to admit, I kind of like the way that there's, the no borders thing's actually working quite well for this, because it kind of makes it, you know, with the absence of actual buttons there, look, you've just got the icons. It kind of makes it look like an older version of Linux or something. I kind of like that, I must admit. It's that is quite cool. And the actual buttons as well, they've gone back to being square. Kind of nice. It's no, I've not even properly set this up yet, and I'm already quite liking it. You know, there's bits of it that I'm just a bit like, okay. But there's bits that, you know, I'm really, really liking. You know, so, I mean, let's have a look at, some other, new user interface apps. What's this? Scan. Oh, it's a it's a new user interface scanner app. Personally, I'll probably keep on using Epson Scan, but that's kind of nice. It's there. Snipping tool, paint, sound recorder. I mean, let's have a look at the new version of Media Player, if there is one at this point. That kind of still looks like the same version to me. Version 12. Again, I'm kind of guilty of using iTunes for all my music. Windows Ease of Access. Well, the magnifier's working. I very much like. Let's see what else there is. This PC. That one. The icons have changed slightly. Some of the icons are kind of more, kind of like cartoony. Kind of a nice clean look about them. Again, I know some people aren't going to like it, and I did love the high resolution photographic style icons in older versions of OS X, but I've got to be honest. Some of these icons do look quite handsome, actually. Kind of puts me in mind of the Neptune days. In a way. I like it. Lol at the home group icon. However, some of these icons are still the older style. I wonder if they're going to change them. I kind of hope so. In the way that, well, I don't want a mix of flat and not so flat icons. I just feel that it's just going to look untidy, you know? Especially, you know, what I'm saying is, because the flat icons are now present in desktop mode, the need to kind of have all the icons following, you know, the need to really have all the icons kind of following a standard, so to speak. I personally do not believe that, but, well, yeah, I don't believe that, you know, two styles of icons in the same thing. It just looks really, really untidy. My mind was blanking because I was trying to think what Vista's control panel icon looked like, and it was different from Windows 7's. You've got the sticky notes app from Windows 7. I don't know how many people actually use that. Snipping tool, which is a screenshot program. I use Gadwin. Again, let's have a look at Windows accessories. You've got WordPad. Not changed at all, really, from Windows 7. Let's have a look. Maintenance. Empty, obviously. Sound recorder. Yeah. Testing, 10-4 there, good buddy. Stop keylogging all of my stuff, Microsoft. That's just bang out of order. Apparently they record voice stuff as well, so yeah. Basically I can use this to speak to Microsoft. Hey, is that Bill Gates? You want to give us a cure for Ebola? That'd be nice. Testing, 10-4 there, good buddy. Stop keylogging all of my stuff, Microsoft. That's just bang out of order. Hey, is that Bill Gates? You want to give us a cure for Ebola? That'd be nice. Microphones on these D630s are pretty good. And I'm just amazed at how well this is actually running on this machine. It's just no effort at all. If I wanted to use this as a Windows 10 machine, I could quite easily do so. And I like that. So yeah, I guess this concludes my look on. Let's try that again. I guess this concludes my look at Windows 10, what I think of it, and what have you. Well, I hope you all have enjoyed this video. If you have, please feel free to subscribe. Also, please feel free to like my channel on Facebook. The URL will, of course, follow. What is this? Oh, well done, well done. The same memory leak that one of my friends had. Yeah, that's real nice there. Real smooth like. But what you've got to remember, this is a beta. Hopefully this should get better. Should get some of the features that we asked for. Hopefully get some of the icons that we asked for. That I've, well, actually I probably should go back into it and report that I want those. Hey, I want these icons. I want more of the same icons. Come on, Microsoft. You need to sort it out. But yep, thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you'll all join me for my next one.